Every time I post that black women are the most educated demographic in the United States, it never fails to trigger the most insecure men who think so highly of themselves.
Black women are the most educated racial gender group in terms of college degree attainment. They hold a larger share of bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorates than any other race gender group in the United States.
Black women are the most educated demographic in America. Black women are disproportionately educated.
We will be serving white cake.
See that? White man has to open the mouth, she sing all goddamn day long.
Guess who is the highest education, racial and ethnic group in the United States? You're looking.
You know, we are the most educated demographic in the country.
I just went ahead and talked about the school to prison pipeline. We're just going to go ahead and dive into the educational disparities between black men and black women. Black women are the most educated demographic of women in the United States. Black women are the most educated demographic of women in the United States. Black women are the most educated demographic of women in the United States.
We had to play it 3 times like Dr. Umar.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
Okay, here we go.
Which means that we are also more educated than our black male counterparts. If you didn't know, black women make up about 64% or something like that of all bachelor's degrees. I think it's like 71 or 70 something of all master's degrees, 71% of all master's degrees. So again, because of the fact that we are the most educated demographic, period, in the United States, that also means that we are more educated than our counterparts. And if you think that education is not important when it comes to having a successful relationship, oh, you are crazy.
Y'all have heard that before. So let's go ahead and give y'all this. I shouldn't be laughing at this. Damn, I've been doing this for too long. I knew it was coming. And it was actually a lady in the comment section. She actually put a picture of it. The stats she is speaking of are black women compared to black men right here. This is Ask Realtor Cynthia. So it's the one from the AAUW. Guess who has it? Your boy. Fast facts, women of color in higher education. There's actually no date on this. However, I knew exactly where she got that from because I remember this quote, black women are significantly less than white women to enroll in 4-year colleges, graduate within 6 years, and go on to earn advanced degrees. So if they would have read the study, or if this young woman would have read the study, she probably would have stopped right here because they tell you exactly what it is. And I hear people keep quoting, yeah, black women are the most enrolled. They're not the most educated. No, they're not the most enrolled as well. All right. So yeah, so that should have stopped them right there. But nevertheless, this is where they got that information from. So the number of white women, 39%, getting an associate's or bachelor's degree by the age of 29 is nearly twice as high as for black women, 21%. And then Latinas, 20%. Among black students in higher education, women are more likely than men to earn degrees. Black women get 64.1% bachelor's degrees, 71.5% of master's degrees, 65.9% of doctoral, medical, and dental degrees. Fewer students of color attend 4-year colleges and white students, 30.6%, so on and so forth. All right. So this is where they got that from. But what she doesn't understand is that's actually a snapshot. I told you I already put this stuff together. So American Association of University Women, the same reference that she's using, women of color, higher education. And like I said, it's not dated, but we had to guesstimate about 2016 to 2020. Among degrees awarded to black students in the U.S. higher education, that's a 64.1%. But to interpret this does not measure how many black women have degrees. It measures how many of the degrees earned by black students in a given year went to women. So That's the snapshot. What people fail to understand is when they quote this study, they're talking about a particular year. All right? And honestly, I don't know why Black women don't just celebrate that. If you mean to tell me Black women represent 7.5% of the population, but in that given year, they got 64.1% of the bachelor's degrees, that's amazing in itself. Am I correct on this? Why not just say that? Why say we have the majority of the master? Why not just say, yeah, man, look at what we did in this particular year? That's an accomplishment, in my opinion, should be applauded. But for some odd reason, you guys have to conflate the statistics to make it seem like y'all are super women. You don't have to do that. All right? So I'm just giving y'all some advice, man, so you won't go out there looking crazy. Now it gets to me and it looked like I'm cooking y'all, but I'm like, no, just read the whole study. It'll tell you. But that's an accomplishment. Congratulations, Black women. So, and then there's another study that they tend to cite, and this is wrong. I'm going to show you that one as well. So the Pew Research Center, 2024. This is what they tend to cite from here. U.S. women are outpacing men in college completion, including in every major racial and ethnic group. Now they got Black women on there. Look at that. See? Getting that degree. What the Black community fails to understand, if you look right here, from 1995 to 2024, Black women earned 38% of the degrees with the bachelor's degree, and Black men earned 26%. This is I think the most parroted study in these spaces. People will say, nah, 38% of Black women have degrees and only 26%. That's a 12% difference. That is a huge gap. But what they don't understand, Lord, if you just read the fine print, sweet Christmas. What does that say right there? Percentage of 25 to 34-year-olds with a bachelor's degree, okay? And this was for a given year. And this is just for the young population, 25 to 34. That is not all Black women and Black men that have degrees. And even if you look at this study, you can see that white women had more degrees, white men had more degrees. Let's see here, who else? Asians, of course, 77% of them, and that's the 25 to 34. And then we actually have more degrees in that 25 to 34 than Hispanic men and women. All right, so there you go. It's 25 to 34. And let me make sure I clarify. So the interpretation, this isolates younger millennials and Gen Z adults, representing the new generation of college graduates. It shows how the gender gap has widened among younger Black Americans. In 1995, only 14% of young Black women and 16% of young Black men had a bachelor's degree. By 2024, that became 38 to 26%, okay? These are not all-time statistics. They reflect a specific age cohort and highlight current generational trends. Very simple. And I'm going to go over all three of the most important education points that people try and, talk about in these spaces. This is the most accurate one. And guess who was the first one to find it? Your boy. So, Post-Secondary National Policy Institute, 25 and older, NCES, ACS data. Black women 25 plus, 29.3% have earned a bachelor's degree or higher. Black men 25 plus, 22% have earned a bachelor's degree or higher. Now, pay attention. The interpretation. This reflects the entire adult Black population, age 25 and older, the most comprehensive measure of total educational attainment among living Black adults. It's a snapshot of who currently holds degrees, not just recent graduates. All right? So if you lined up 100 Black women, about 29 of them hold a bachelor's degree or higher. Among 100 Black men, 22 do. This is the best figure to use when discussing Black men and women overall. Their black community. So, young lady, black women are not outpacing black men like that. 29% versus 22%. That's a 7% difference. Make sense? And like I said, this is the context behind it. And another nugget here for women like this. Every other race of women outside of Asian men earn more degrees than their male counterparts. The Asian men and Asian women is like neck and neck. So it's very close. But Asian women do outnumber Asian men with like certain degrees, like bachelors or masters, something like that. Okay? But every other race of women earn more degrees than their male counterparts. But the crazy thing is, black men earn more degrees than Hispanic men, but I've never heard Hispanic women talk about this in their community. And there's probably a reason why they're still married at a higher rate than us. Okay? So that's not an excuse. You're not removing black men because 7% of y'all have degrees, more degrees than black men. And we have these conversations about education. Nobody ever cites that point that it's only 29% of black women that have degrees. You would think that it's 75% the way people talk about black women in education. Am I tripping? Every conversation tends to, stray towards that. So in 2021 to 2022, you can see right here for women, black women come in third for associate's degrees, 13.6. Bachelor's degrees, they come in third, 11.5%. Master's degrees, black women come in second, 14%, in comparison to white women, 60.9%. So no, young lady, black women do not hold the most degrees, okay? So it's a 60% to 14%. However, that is second. And then black women come in third among all women in doctorate degrees. And you know who else comes in third? Black men. So we are equally yoked, as they say, in the education department, because black women out of the major racial groups, black women right there, third, black men third, right there. Right, yeah. Okay. So just wanted to be clear. Very simple. And this information is, easily accessible. All right. We breaking all this down because I need this out there so people stop embarrassing themselves putting this stuff on social media. So, and I asked the question, do black women earn more college degrees than black men? Yes. However, from 1976 through 1977 through 2021, 2022, all races of women have earned more degrees than their male counterparts. In 2022, the college enrollment rate for 18 to 24-year-olds was higher for those who were Asian than for all other racial/ethnic groups. And this is how it shakes out in regards to enrollment. White, 41%, black, 36%, Hispanic, Pacific Islander, American Indian, Alaska Native. There you go for the enrollments. Remember that, enrollments. But black men do actually earn more STEM degrees in most recent years. From 2012 to 2022, black men tend to earn more STEM degrees. All right? 126,000 more black men hold STEM degrees than black women for those particular years. All right? Just wanted to clarify. So yes, black women do hold more college degrees, but the gap is not as wide, pause, for the young dudes get me, as they think it is. Okay? The young dudes be waiting. All right, man. I said pause. All right?